Bills Mafia, what up? Show the picture. Signed and delivered, man. Appreciate y'all. Can't wait to keep playing in front of y'all. Your support is everything. Go Bills.
It's Coffee on the vid. Back at it and peep it. The offseason hangover can be tough for any football fan, especially if the season ended in a heartbreaking way as it did for Bills Mafia. But in reality, we've gotten glimmers of good news in the wake and aftermath of the bad news, like Josh Allen getting the MVP honors, the Eagles going out there and handling business and beating the brakes off the Chiefs and killing all that three-peat talk. And what are they going to call it? You know, the Lakers own the trademark for three-peat, and they could call it a chief-peat and all this BS. And how about call it nothing because it didn't happen, it ain't happening. And in reality, we're getting more good news here. And you guys seen that clip there, a huge signing for Buffalo Bills, Khalil Shakir, man. If I recall correctly, he was at the top of the league in yak. I don't know if it ended up finishing that way, but you see the highlight reel running, which is some real beautiful plays and catches. Like, Shakir is the truth, fifth rounder who really has found his home in Buffalo, and this is just more good news. But the highlight reel is just a thing of beauty, man. And him and Josh on the same page. Brady's coming back, our offensive coordinator, who from the very moment he started his tenure with the Bills have just, this team, the fan base, everything, he's brought nothing but positivity here. But seriously, man, isn't Shakir's highlight reel just some amazing plays, amazing catching in runs, Mr. Yak, you know, them screen passes for a smaller dude. He plays very physical style football, not afraid to take a hit, and is just a playmaker at the end of the day. And it's a 4-year extension, $32 million guaranteed, up to 60 M's. I'm never the greatest with all this, what's the cap hit and what's guaranteed, what's not, how does it all work? Like, contracts, I ain't gonna lie, it can be a bit confusing to me. But everyone, let me know what you think of this pickup. If you're a Bills fan, if you're not a Bills fan, this is huge. I'm just hoping that Amari Cooper comes back to Buffalo, and I believe Samuel is coming back as well, as he ended up saying that was the first individual who hit him up from the Bills, and I guess they were cracking some jokes. And I like this, right? That Shakir drives a Subaru, so Samuel was like, yo, you can step your car game up now and get something nice. And I don't know, I like the fact that he drives a Subaru like it's a vehicle. It gets you where you gotta go. Not everything's gotta be about floss. And I don't know, I like to see when athletes or other people who are in a position who got money to burn say, let me fall back and be a little smarter with my money. You know what I'm saying? I hate the fact that so many people want to floss so hard and act like they got it when they don't. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, comment if you ever known someone who just is always trying to talk big-ish, and you're like, yo, man, I know your financial situation, quit playing games. So when you see someone who has it and just decides to spend wisely and not care so much about a name or a brand or whatever, I think that's dope. But on top of this being just such good news for Bills fans and everything, it's cool to see how much Shakir loves being in Buffalo. As this, you can see from the clip, he was grinning ear to ear. It's reported he had his family with him, his dad, his stepmom, his wife. They pulled up, and he walked into the media room smiling, and he said, quote, "It just feels surreal. It's hard to describe, but obviously it's a dope feeling, and I'm just super excited to continue to be a Bill. Buffalo is a special place. I knew from when I stepped through these doors that I wanted to be here. I'm just super excited. And Buffalo is just the greatest place on earth. I always say that, man. You know, it's a place not a lot of people know of. Not in the area, you know what I mean? They're like, Thurman Thomas said it once. Comment if you ever seen that footage, anyone out there, where he was like, when I got to Buffalo, I was thinking of New York City. Like, New York State is a big ass state, and there's a lot of other stuff besides NYC. In Buffalo, like, the weather is tough, but at the end of the day, I personally wish I never left town. But he also, been dubbed Mr. Dependable, which I was unaware of that name, but I love it, man. And Brandon Beane spoke about him being dependable and just what he brought and has continued to bring to this franchise. And he said, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone, fans, players, anyone in our building to say anything negative about Khalil Shakir and what he's brought. The guy is a true lunch pail Buffalonian. That's a hard quote right there, right? I'm sure everyone on our team that's coming back is going to be excited to have Khalil. We're going to count on him even more, not only on the field, but his leadership going forward. And then Bean was asked about what it means to have, Khalil was asked about what it means to have Bean's confidence. And he said that it is great and makes him want to work that much harder. Quote, it makes me want to go to the gym right now. You know that you have an organization behind you that believes in you and wants to lean on you a bit more motivation just to continue to reach higher limits. And it's lit, man, with Diggs getting traded and the little bits of drama that we were seeing leak into the media and the stuff on the sidelines. And like, is there really beef? Is there not? Did he fall out with the franchise? Did he fall out with his teammates? Why is his brother online trolling, talking ish about Josh Allen and, all these games? It's like, whatever happened exactly happened, and Diggs is gone. And, the wide receiver corps has thrived without him here. It's only been 1 year, but it got off to somewhat of a rocky start, but it picked up in a major way, and Shakir is a big part of that. Bean was reflective when discussing Shakir's growth from his rookie season through this past season. And for real, man, when's the last receiver you have seen have such a amazing growth in his first 3 years in the league? You know what I mean? Like, coming in again as a fifth rounder, he has exceeded expectations in such a major way. Being said, quote, as a rookie, you look at at what were his opportunities and how did he take advantage. And later that year, as the coaches and Josh became more comfortable and had a good feel for his skill set and what he does best, they really started to come to fruition late in that year. That just took off in year 2. And then, of course, this year, year 3, we kind of knew how he would fit. And Joe Brady and Josh and those guys get a lot of credit. Again, Brady's coming back. That's so huge. The Saints were reaching out to this guy. I believe he initially responded to them. But at the end of the day, he said, man, let me fall back on this ring hunt in Buffalo. When the 2025 regular season starts, Shakir will be entering his 4th season. This season will be his 2nd full season with offensive coordinator Joe Brady calling the plays. With Shakir, Bean believes the Bills' offense will have more opportunities to grow. And then Shakir said, Joe's dope, man. Career kind of took off with him once he took over. So I've got a lot of love for him and the trust that he's had in me. And he got emotional too, talking about this whole signing and everything and what exactly it means to him and his family. And he said, quote, my wife has been with me every step of the way for this whole process, and she's my rock. So with just everything as far as moving forward and obviously getting the news, I wouldn't be where I'm at without her. Like I said, a roller coaster of emotions. And every time I get to go home and I'm struggling or like, man, things aren't maybe going the way I wanted to, she's right there. So super appreciative of her. And, aside from just talking about the Bills, that's just a beautiful thing, man, to see a relationship and a family thriving and just all around happy news, good news, a happy story. It ain't a happy ending because it's still ongoing. You know, the ultimate happy ending will be when the Bills get this ring, and Shakir's a big part of it. But this is good. You know, like that season ended. It was like another loss to the Chiefs. This hurts. Fuck, you know, you're just sick. But Josh winning again. The Eagles, Josh getting the MVP. The Eagles winning. What we're talking about here, and then some other news I'm about to get into is little more than what it just initially says on surface level, and we'll get right to that. And what did it say? He called me not too long after it was put out there. He was just super excited, and I'm thankful for him. This is him talking about Josh hitting him up. Made sure I just let him know that I wouldn't be where I am without him and putting his trust in me. For him to be able to trust me and to be out there and play with him, I truly believe he's the best athlete I've ever been around. So I'm grateful to continue to play with him. And like I said too, I think this is Curtis Samuel, who was busting his balls about driving a Subaru. A lot of guys called me, text me, reached out, and their support means everything. I truly want to make the best play that I can every time we're out there, whether it's running, run blocking, or getting the ball, making a play for those guys. So I appreciate them. Shakir expressed his excitement to continue to be a Buffalo Bill for the foreseeable future. There is nothing like putting that Bills jersey on and going out there. Bills Mafia, there is nothing like it. So I'm just super grateful. So huge news, man. Like, what a great story it has been to follow Shakir's career thus far, and him being a part of this Bills team. Like, he absolutely is an amazing player, electrifying to watch. And like I said, that highlight reel is truly a thing of beauty. But let's get into this last bit of good news, and that is this news about this Hawkeye technology that is going to electronically monitor ball spots and first downs and everything like that, as the Bills got flunked in a major way in that Chiefs game. I mean, we had the first down on the third down, and then on the fourth, the Bills definitely got that first, and one of the refs out there, whether it's a ball judge or whatever the fuck his title is, had the spot right, and they came back and moved it back, and you know, there was no undisputable evidence to overturn it. Ball spots are always hard on challenges, you know what I'm saying? But I'm seeing people talk is like, oh, the Bills got another rule changed after what happened with the overtime rules when the Bills lost in the 13 seconds game to the Chiefs. And how about that? Did you guys know that, like, wide right, Music City Miracle, 13 seconds, no goal, all this bull is these heartbreaking losses for the Bills and for Buffalo sports? This game, this scenario that we're talking about here is being referenced now as the longest yard. Can you fucking believe it? I didn't even know this, man. And they're also talking about the Bills and the Chiefs rivalry as being like Groundhog Day for the Bills. You know what I mean? That year, the sickness going all the way to the conference championship and losing, the fact that we can beat them in regular season seemingly with ease, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's a different story, and it's just tough, man. But yeah, man, Groundhog Day in the longest yard. But check it out. The reason why this happening is so big, as to keep it real with you, this should have been happened. Why, with all this different technology that we have, like, has this not been something that was put into play or something like that, you know? Like, it took for the Bills getting screwed the fuck over. And I don't care what no one says. Chiefs fans want to talk ish. Anyone, like, jump in the comments, y'all. Tell me that you didn't think there was some real suspect calls. And that was something we were seeing with the Chiefs throughout the whole playoffs. And at the end of the day, you got to go out there and make the play. So I'm not going to blame it on the refs, but I'm just going to say the spotting of the ball was something that was twisted over and over again in this particular game with the Bills. Like, it was just purely ludicrous. So this is huge that this is going to happen now. And it's kind of like the sorry Bills Mafia rule. at the end of the day. Like, I've seen it referenced that way in the media, and I love that. Like, let's call it what it is. The NFL admitting it without admitting it. You know, like, what's the odds that right after something like this happens in the playoffs, they make this kind of decision to eliminate using chains to measure first downs and say, we're going to go electronic. That's exactly what this is. This is Goodell in the league saying, hey, we fucked up. I don't think they came out and said it, but that's how it goes with the NFL. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when a big company settles with you and they say, hey, we'll throw money at you and we'll throw money at the issue, but sign this non-disclosure. It's not the exact same scenario, but it's similar, where they didn't come out and say, hey, we flucked the Bills, but in a sense they did. The actions speak for themselves. So it's just a bit more of good news, the fact that the league is recognizing the Bills got a raw deal. It's also one little step of the way to get ball spotting correctly. I mean, come on, in a situation like that, that's going to be a turnover. We're in 2025. Bluetooth and AI and information spreading faster than ever with the whole blogosphere. And ESPN has had a series called Sports Science where they put a chip in the ball years ago. Or was that ESPN? I don't know who did it, but this has just been something that has been long overdue. This is what it is. The NFL admitting their fluck up without admitting it. Like, Chiefs, y'all got that. You won the game. I'm not blaming it 100% on the refs, but people, what's going on? Why do you think the league decided to step in and do something? Because they got this wrong, and it's disgusting. We heard what's his name, Gene Steratore dude in the middle of the game saying, yeah, this is bad. Same thing with that interception / reception. That was crazy to me. I've seen that happen a few times. There was actually a game, the Bills and the Rams, the year during the sickness, where the Bills won with a walk-off touchdown where Croft, our tight end, got flucked out of a reception and it was ruled a pick. It was kind of the same thing as that, what should have been a pick by the Bills safety. Who was that? Bishop, or what's his face? Apologies, it's slipping in my head at the moment. But instead of the call going to the Chiefs, the offense, in that situation, we were the offense, and they ruled that play an interception. And that was actually Josh's first interception. I forget what week that was, like week 5, 6, 7, something like that. It was ludicrous. And we still won the game. We got an untimed play because of an illegal contact or something like that. And Josh found, I forget who it was, in the end zone. And we won. It was like a makeup call, honestly, for them flucking up so many calls in such a horrible way. But it was just crazy. Another situation where the Bills got boned. Pause. Big pause. And I don't know. Here we are leading into 2025. Some good news for Bills Mafia and the Bills coming off another heartbreaking season. Multiple good news reports. So I'm happy about all this. Shakir, the NFL admitting that they fucked up, even though they didn't 100% admit it. And, everything else that we touched on in this video. So everyone, let's talk about it all in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. This is J Coffee Talk, where we cover music, news, sports, current events, all kinds of different news topics. I thank you guys once again for tuning in. Peace and God bless. I'm up out of here.